37 years ago, I lost my arm. Surgery was tough, but that wasn't the toughest part. After surgery, I had a lot in front of me and didn't realize it. But these two things right here, a pencil and a toothbrush. A pencil and a toothbrush now changed my life, my attitude in life. And you're thinking, how in the world does a toothbrush and a pencil change Jimmy's life? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm 54 years old now, and I lost my arm when I was 17, 37 years ago. So I've been without my arm longer than I was with my arm. So I really don't even remember what it's like having two arms. In fact, if I grew another arm, I'd probably cut it off to be in my way. But what happened was, I lost my arm due to a shotgun. And it didn't blow it completely off. They tried to save it by taking blood vessels out of my leg. They took like 18 blood vessels out of my leg from my foot up to my knee. But they took 18 blood vessels and they put it in my arm, and the blood would circulate to my fingers, but it wouldn't circulate back out. So it set up gangrene. So they had to amputate it. But before they amputated it, I knew that they was going to amputate it because I could close my eyes and move my hand and look over and open my eyes, and my hand hadn't moved. And it felt dead. I mean, it was just cold. It just felt like a dead person's, I don't know if you ever felt a dead person. I hope you haven't. I have. But if you ever have, that's what my arm felt like. But I went through surgery and had it amputated. And a couple of days after my amputation, my oldest brother, Bobby, was at the hospital with me. And I told Bobby, I said, I need to brush my teeth. I need to try to brush my teeth. He said, okay. So he puts toothpaste on my toothbrush. He hands it to me and I brush my teeth. And now I was right-handed, so it wasn't just like me just doing it because it was all awkward, because I'm not used to using my left arm. So I brushed my teeth, and the next morning I wake up and I kind of they raise the head of my bed up and I eat breakfast. I tell Bobby, I said, hey, I need to brush my teeth. And he was over there doing something. He said, okay. He throws the toothbrush and toothpaste on my chest. I look down, and he turns back around, finished doing whatever he was doing. And I sat there and said, hey, I need to brush my teeth, man. He said, okay. I said, well, put the toothpaste on the toothbrush for me. And he was like, no. I'm not going to always be here to put your toothpaste on your toothbrush. Figure it out. And he turns around and continues to do what he was doing. And it made me angry. I was feeling sorry for myself. I just lost my arm. You won't help me put toothpaste on my toothbrush so I can brush my teeth. That's how I was mad. And so I sit there for a minute, which I had some choice words with him, argued with him a little bit, but he didn't budge. And he was my oldest brother. He was 13 years older than me, so I kind of looked up to him like a father figure. But anyways, and I respected him, and I loved him, and he just kept doing what he was doing, so I decided I'm going to do this. I'm going to show him that I can do this. So I took my toothbrush, and I took my toothbrush like this. It was laying, so I put it in my mouth like that. And I unscrewed the toothpaste and I'm fumbling with the cap, and it falls and rolls off, hits the ground, which makes me even madder. So I get the toothpaste, and I squeeze it on my toothbrush, and I'm fumbling around, drop the toothpaste, and it falls off. But I had my toothbrush with toothpaste on it, and I was brushing. And he acted like he didn't see what I was doing. He knew what I was doing. I was brushing. And I said, hey, I need a cup to spit in. He handed me the cup and hands it over to me and didn't hold it for me. He just hands it to me or sets it by me. And now I got a toothbrush, mouthful of spit, toothpaste, and a little plastic cup, clear cup that I was trying to figure out, well, how am I going to, So I grabbed the cup, toothbrush from my mouth, and I spit it out. I said, hey, I need some water. And you know how they have those trays, and he puts a little water in a cup, another cup, and slides the trays over there. So I was able to put my cup on there and my toothbrush and get me a drink and grab my other cup. And I thought, I was mad now. And I didn't realize that he just gave me the greatest gift. Chokes me up sometimes. But he gave me the greatest gift to realizing that I can do anything I set my mind to. And I'm thankful for him for that. He's not with us anymore. He passed away. But I am thankful for that. So that's how the toothbrush came in effect. Now, just probably a couple days later, I'm not getting used to it. I'm thinking I'm used to it. But I'm thinking, I need to try right left-handed. So that morning I asked Bobby, I said, hey, would you give me a piece of paper and a pencil? He said, what for? And I said, I'm going to try right. He said, yeah. So he brings me a piece of paper, and I'm kind of sitting up in the bed, and I try to write. And man, it was terrible. It was awful. I mean, it looked worse than a 3-year-old scribbling. And man, I was angry over that. I threw the paper down, the pencil, kind of just slung it, and I said, forget it, I was still on morphine. So when I was in pain, I'd hit that morphine button, it knocked me out. So I slept. And, I realized before I hit that morphine button, mad, knowing it was going to put me to sleep, I realized, man, life's not going to be the same. What am I going to do? What kind of man am I going to be? Am I ever going to have a girlfriend? Is somebody going to want to date somebody with one arm? What am I going to do for a job? Man, things was looking grim for me. And I did hit that morphine button, and I went to sleep. And I'd come to, and I'd stay up a little bit, and then, which I was in a lot of pain. A lot of it was phantom pain. And I'd hit that button, and I'd go back to sleep. The next morning I woke up determined that if I could put toothpaste on a toothbrush, I'm going to learn how to write. So I told my brother, I said, hey, would you give me a piece of paper and pencil again? He did. And I've been writing the same way. I started writing. That one time, the second time I've ever tried, I've been writing the same way for 37 years. Now, don't get me wrong. My writing doesn't belong in a museum. But I am able to write where you can read it and I can read it. I have a pretty handwriting, actually, when I take my time. And I also can write like a doctor, if you know what I mean. But God blessed me with giving me that gift to be able to write the second time I ever tried it. And I didn't wake up that morning praying that he would help me or anything. God openly gave me that to boost my morale, I think, and to give me the courage to move forward in my life. So these two little things changed my life, and God being in my heart and giving me the gift to write was all I needed to make it 37 years later. And I'm going to share with y'all more videos about more things in my life and things that I've done, accomplishments I made, and you can too. You're going to have valleys. Man, I've had many of them. I've been through so many valleys in my life. I've been through so much. And I'm not saying they ain't all because of my own decisions either, because they are. But I'm telling you that don't worry about failing, because you're going to fail, but you're not a failure. A failure is somebody that doesn't do anything. You can't lay down and feel sorry for yourself. You can't lay down and not try. You have to get back up. Nothing's going to work the way you want it to. Sometimes things are going to go great. Sometimes you're going to try stuff and it's not going to work out the way you expected. But you'll find a way and a will to make it work. I do every day. And you can too. Nobody says life's easy. But that doesn't mean that you can't make it through life and be strong and be an inspiration to others. You don't have to lose a limb to go through valleys and to have things in your life that you just don't feel like you can make it through, because you can. So whatever you're trying to do in your life, just keep picking up the pencil. If you drop it, pick it back up. And you do that in your life, and you will succeed in wherever area you're trying to make. Any direction you're trying to go in your life, do not give up. Keep fighting. You can do it. I've done it. Success is here. Success ain't in the bank. There's a lot of people that has a lot of money in their life and are miserable. Success is here. This is your heart. This is where God is, right here. And I know without him, I can't make it. I'm not a Bible thumper now. I'm not holier than thou. I'm a sinner. I sin every day. But I have a relationship with Jesus. And I ask him to help me every day. And he does. He never has failed me. He'll never fail you either. I'm not preaching, but I just want you to know that if I didn't mention God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, this would mean nothing, because without him, I wouldn't be here today. I have some deep stories in my life, some that I won't ever probably share, but I'm just telling you that you can do whatever you set your mind to. I appreciate your time. I'd really appreciate it if you'd like and share and subscribe. Subscribe for me. I'm going to make more videos for y'all. And I'm going to tell more about my life. And I'm going to show you things that I do. I'm going to show you my old antique arm. Had never owned but 2 of them. I'm going to show you my prosthetic one day. I'm going to just show you all kinds of stuff. I may even show you how to tie my shoe with one arm. But I'm going to just show you what life's like with having one arm. Thank y'all again for your time. And God bless you.